Madison Snow out to the 55s all of a sudden now.
Yeah.
And that car was doing 52s, has done 52s earlier in the race.
To be fair, he's
now, he hasn't gone past Bleekemolen yet. And I just wonder if somebody's going to say to him, you're going to have to go past here. You're going to have to try and put a lap on him. I mean, it's all right at the moment, but if it gets down to, I was going to say, if it gets down to 10 seconds, well, it's down to 13 and a half now. Another 7/10 has just disappeared. Oh, and off goes the leader at the bottom of the downhill. And we have a Ford leading. A rare mistake by Jan Magnussen, just understeered off as he was in traffic. And he's dirtied up his Michelins. That's going to take him a lap or two. The leader off, and through has gone Joey Hand. And he didn't even have to make a big dive there or a low percentage lunge. Jan Magnussen off on the side of the circuit, expertly gathered the car back up. We've seen very big offs there in the past. Coming down the hill, he's traffic, including the 63.
That's at West Bend.
So comes through West Bend, underneath the bridge, goes down the inside. Got offline down the inside and couldn't get the car stopped.
Yeah,
and just ran out of road on the exit.
Yeah, and it's slippery offline. You know, we know there's rubber marbles. You can see them on the side of the racetrack. It's very slippery. You get offline there, exactly where you got on those rubber marbles, or just the debris from the tyres that's accrued on the side of the racetrack after 2.5 hours of racing. And that is exactly what happened there for Jan Magnussen.
He'll be annoyed with himself about that.
Kicking himself.
The effect of going down the inside there means you turn into that corner a little bit earlier. And it is so easy, even when you nail the turn in, to run wide. So you've turned in effectively earlier. You've got to moderate your exit speed. And clearly, Jan was very, very aware of the fact that he didn't want to be eaten up down the straight. Here comes Madison Snow. He's obviously been listening to us here on IMSA Radio because he's gone past Jeroen Bleekemolen now. As it's come down to 12 seconds, the gap between himself and Andy Lally. Now they've pushed the go button with 11 minutes to go. A second a lap, that would have been tight. Lally would have been close. But now he's put Bleekemolen a lap down and between himself and the second place car in class. But Jan Magnussen is fired up. And he's back behind Gunnar Jeanette again, and I can see this going horribly wrong. Yeah,
but he's 4 seconds behind Joey Hand, who's just said, I'm out of here, and he's checked out at the front of the field.
Well, Joey hit that traffic, the Jeanette and Parent cars, at the right time and powered past them down the main Sam Posey straight. And poor Jan stuck behind them again on tyres which I think may be slightly past their best. But he can't get past the Ferrari, coming to West Bend again. Needs to get a good run through here, having to feather the throttle as he goes through the middle of the corner. Drags up towards the back of the Ferrari, closing, goes to the right. And makes the dive down the inside. Can he hold the car into the apex? He can. But as Jan Magnussen is only in the middle of Big Bend, the new leader, Joey Hand, is already gone. And out through the left-hander. Just, I mean, slightly offline. Jan has to go down the inside there, but he just can't get enough speed scrubbed off to the apex of the corner and runs all 4 Michelins onto the dirt. Does very well, actually, to keep the car straight. He knows he's going, he straightens everything up, and he eases the car gently to the left, to the right-hand side, and back onto the road. Any moment of panic there, and he'd have been in the Armco hard. Great excitement down in the Chip Ganassi area of the pit lane as that leading position was rather gifted to them. And meantime, another significant moment was when Madison Snow put a lap finally on Jeroen Bleekemolen, sitting behind him for around about 10 minutes and lost a good 10 or 15 seconds to the second place car of Andy Lally.
It was a lot longer. It was longer than 15 minutes. It was probably better part of 45 minutes actually, John. It's a long time he was sitting there, but he's made that move now, and he's stabilised that gap. He's just gone past to complete that 162. The gap between them was 11.4 last time around. It was only 12 seconds a couple of laps ago, so it's now 10.8 but it's now only half a second that Andy Lally is pulling closer to Madison Snow rather than a full second or more than it was when he was stuck behind the number 33 car.
Jan Magnussen is still struggling. 54 and now a 53 second lap. Earl Bamber was well over 12 seconds back. It's now down to 8.
Yeah, that's
battle
exactly
for
right.
second position.
He's going to have to watch his mirrors. I mean, when he ran off wide there and onto the dirt as well, that would have picked up a lot of debris on the tyres, and he'd be struggling now with the level of grip on the track to get that excess rubber off the tyres and pick up speed again. He's lost those tyres, if effectively the way that perhaps to put it.
So inside 8 minutes now. As the laps are winding down with the time. Joey Hand leads and is pulling away over 9 seconds now. The chance of the win, I fear, has gone for Corvette Racing. Under 7.5 seconds, the gap back to Bamber. A better lap by Jan Magnussen there. 52.6, but Bamber is still quicker. 51.9. Nick Tandy is closed right up as well on 5th position. So the two Porsches at the end of the race are looking stronger. Ryan Briscoe is the target for the 911 as the 912 has to pick its way past a couple of cars fighting for position. It's Alvaro Parent and Gunnar Jeanette already past Jeanette. Earl Bamber doesn't want to be held up. He knows that Magnussen might be struggling ahead of him, coming down to the diving turn at the end of the lap, the downhill. The 86 is quick in a straight line, the Acura, but Earl Bamber's already made his move to the right-hand side of the track. Back up to 8.3 seconds, so he lost a bit of time there, a full second, as he was getting past those two cars. But now he's got a good gap ahead of him to get his head down and see what he can do. Nick Tandy now within a second of 5th position. Ryan Briscoe in the 67 Ford will be looking over his shoulder. 0.8 of a second as they went past us last time around. 911 closing on 67, and it's another day of what-ifs for Porsche. They've had good pace in that car, but not at the right times of the race, and they've made mistakes. In GT Daytona, 11.1 seconds. The gap has stabilised. Madison Snow has lost no more time in the last few laps, should I say.
Right.
He's done exactly what he needed to do, and he's still got Jerome Blakemolen, of course, between himself and Andy Lally.
He has, John. He's managed that absolutely perfectly. Certainly didn't appear to get flustered. Finally made the move when he had to. But this is the battle we're watching here with number 86 and number 63 Ferrari. That is the battle for 3rd position now. They pulled away a little bit from Mario Farnbacher over the last few laps. Once again, that Lexus toward the end of the stint, kind of running out of tyres, and now just 5 minutes remaining.
Tandy right with Briscoe as they went past us. There was barely a car's length, and that 67 car, remember, is the points leader coming in here this weekend. They're staring 5th place points in the face. It might be 6th with Tandy on full attack mode, and his dander is definitely up as this battle for second place. 3rd place in GTD, and wide. The Acura's got a little bit wide, and they're side by side coming out of Big Bend. The white Ferrari tries to cut back on the inside. Oh, beautiful move by Gunnar Jeanette. Had to lay some Continental rubber on the ground and slides through with a dab of Oppo. That was marvellous stuff. Gunnar Jeanette will like to see that one over and over and over again, and Alvaro Parent will hate to see it. Thought he'd done enough to cover, but a dab of power from the Ferrari, a little slide. Both of them now struggling for grip with under 4 minutes to go. Meantime, 5th position going through the uphill, and Tandy's right there with the Ford. Looks to the inside, shows the nose to Ryan Briscoe. Richard Westbrook started that car early on. thought they might have been going for a fuel run. I think they changed their minds part of the way through, and here comes Tandy, gets a great run off the final corner, just runs on, starts flashing the lights. Ryan, I'm here. Hello, Ryan, I'm here. Yes, Nick, I know you're there, but you're not close enough to have a little go yet. So stop flashing your lights, you mentalist. Oh, big slide by the Ford. Everybody struggling now. Nick Tandy has been a devotee of short track racing, started his career on short track racing in the UK. His ambition is to go and race a stock car race here in the States. This is the closest he gets to it, albeit a right-handed oval, almost. And he's putting pressure on again. Briscoe's having to defend. They've got traffic. 3 laps, maybe 4 to go. Hand by 10 seconds. Earl Bamber within 5 seconds of second place. The Porsches coming on strong. Oh, this has been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We've had 2.5 hours of green flag racing. We've got 2 or 3 laps to go. It's the BMW that's in front of them, and he's got no grip at all. The 25 car has been struggling for a while. Alex Simpson, there's 3 wide. I can't believe it, going through the left-hander. Tandy goes one way, then the other. Now on the no-name straight. Tandy's down the inside. He's got position. He's had to put 2 Michelins on the grass, but he's in the right place for the braking area for the uphill. They almost touch. They do touch. No, I'm not sure. But Tandy's through. Tandy is through. He had the inside position there. He got it early. That was aggressive, decisive. And our points championship points leader is down to 6th position, Jeremy.
Yeah, and I had to bring up the blood pressure even more, but there was a battle developing also now for 2nd and 3rd perhaps. We're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Steaming.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Bamber is absolutely, now he's within 3 seconds of the Corvette of Jan Magnussen.
Our Porsche keys to the race, tyre strategy, and Jan Magnussen's been struggling for a while. He lost 2 seconds the last time around to Earl Bamber. There might have been a bit of traffic in that as well. This was great driving by both of them. Was there a little touch? There was a little touch. The 67 just running out of road on the right-hand side. Tandy comes down the inside. Oh, that's marginal. But what do you do? The guys on the inside look to me as though there might have been a little jink to the left from the Porsche. I can see that being called either way or being called not at all. Who'd be in race control? Not me.
Jeez, Patrick Long has fallen to last. He's fallen behind Carl Marcelli now.
Told you, should have pitted. Honestly, should have pitted half an hour ago. Shea just telling me she thinks they may have a gearbox problem on that car.
Yeah.
White flag. White flag is out.
Thank goodness.
1st and 2nd almost together. First and first on the track is what I'm trying to say, if I can get my head right. Our 2 leaders in class together. The 48 championship leading Lamborghini is 10 or 15 cars lengths behind Joey Hand, who's cruising now. Hand has lifted off on this last lap. How close is he on fuel? He can't be. Not a problem. The 2 pit boxes of the leaders in GTD and GTLM are right together, and Shea Adam is there. You'll hear the cheers as they go across the line. How close is Bamber? Not close enough is the answer. It's going to be 2nd for Chevy Corvette, but Ford wins it. And through goes about 15 or 20 car lengths behind goes our GTD winner as well. Shea Adam is with the 2 successful teams.
Which one would you like to hear from first, John? Because I can turn left or right.
You decide.
All right, I will go and try and find Dirk Mueller, because I just saw that dude, and he's a happy guy, and he's always fun to chat with. So let's see. There's Dirk. Overall winner, Dirk Mueller. Congratulations. Not only did he catch the Corvette, he passed him, and then he ran away. You're shaking. How good does this win feel?
Well, that win is truly win from the whole team, the 66 Ford Chip Ganassi Racing. I told you, 40 minutes ago, we had a good race car. We worked so much for the race car. We did so many changes even to the race, from qualifying to the race, and it paid off.